Hi, my name is Netanel Klein of Beit Midrash Zichron Dov, and this video is brought to you as part of the daily dose of videos by the Beit Midrash, the Pesach edition. If you're interested in receiving these videos by email, you can sign up with the link provided in the description below. Also, if you can press the like button below, it really helps our channel and enables us to reach more people. I wanted to speak today about Kitniyot. What are Kitniyot? Where did the custom originate from? Reasons for the custom, and briefly mention different types of Kitniyot. So first of all, Kitniyot started as the prohibition on rice and legumes, and throughout the generations came to include corn, different types of seeds. And more recent additions from the last generations include peanuts, quinoa, and canola oil. The earliest sources that mention this custom come from the 12th and 13th century, from Ashkenazi lands. The Sephardi rabbis didn't accept this custom, which is why today Ashkenazim can't eat Kitniyot, and most Sephardi communities can. However, there are a few Sephardi communities who did accept certain types of Kitniyot restrictions upon themselves. So for many years, the earliest source for the prohibition was found in the Smak, a 13th century rabbi. And the reasons he mentions for the prohibition are because because Kitniyot are cooked in a similar fashion to chametz, and you can make bread out of various Kitniyot items, which can cause non-Torah scholars to confuse it with chametz. And that's why the prohibition was instituted, according to him, as a safeguard from chametz and to avoid confusion. One point to note, though, is that the Smak mentions the custom as have started several generations beforehand, and he was merely providing the reason for it. In 2006, Professor Simcha Emanuel of Hebrew University in Israel found a work by Rabbi Eliezer of Vermeiza, or Worms, from 12th century Germany. And he has one line there where he says, "That which we don't eat, fava beans and lentils, because there is wheat in them." Professor Emanuel explains something fascinating. Around that time, in European countries, they switched from a 2-field system to a 3-field system. What does that mean? So this was a method of crop rotation to maximize nutrients from the ground. They originally used to plant half the field and leave the other half fallow, and then switch in order to maximize all the benefits that they can get. However, in the Middle Ages, European farmers switched to a 3-field system, planting a third of the field with wheat, a third with barley or other types of kitniyot, and a third they left fallow, and then they rotated. So maybe that's what Rabbi Eliezer of Vermeiza was writing, because there is wheat in them. Maybe it was a problem with a new agricultural reality. The same land was used for both wheat and for kitniyot, causing them to be mixed together. It was a problem with the new reality, and maybe that's why the custom originated only in the Ashkenazi lands, the European lands, while the Sephardi lands didn't have this new type of system. Another fascinating reason I came across is from Rabbeinu Manoach of the 13th century. He writes the reason for not eating Kitniyot is because we have a mitzvah to rejoice on the festival, v'samachta v'chagecha, and there is no simcha in eating a Kitniyot dish. This might be because different types of kitniyot are normally cooked for mourners who have a relative who passed away, or because it was seen as a poor man's food because of its easy to access and cheap value. Or maybe they just needed better recipes. One last point in the history of kitniyot is from Rav Yaakov Emden in the 18th century. He was vehemently opposed to the custom, and he records a story of an event where the idea to prohibit even potatoes arose. But he was able to prevent it because he argued that people really wouldn't have what to eat. If you also banned potatoes, there would be nothing left to eat on Pesach. So we have him to thank for still being able to eat potatoes. Finally, regarding newer types of kitniyot, such as canola oil, there is more discussion nowadays if it should be included in the custom of not eating, because it wasn't part of the original custom, but it does develop over time. I know that in North America it's more acceptable not to eat not to have items with canola oil, while in Israel the custom is to have. Also regarding peanuts, Rav Moshe Feinstein permitted it. However, other rabbis forbade it, and the general custom is not to have peanuts. In the end, it's important to remember that this custom, which was instituted by great sages, is to safeguard us from the chametz prohibition, which is a Torah-level prohibition. And it's an expression of our proud and rich heritage, and it's definitely a custom worth keeping. I hope you enjoyed, and if you know any more reasons for the custom of Kitniyot, please feel free to reach out to me at nklein@tiranatorah.com, or you can just comment on the video below. Have a chag kasher v'sameach.